first time in the history of the Gambia Printing Publishing Corporation proudly introduces the Baluwo exercise book printing machine. The machine has the capacity to print more than 20,000 books per hour. Yes, 20,000 books per hour. It also prints magazines, newspapers, calendars, flyers, normal books and all kinds of printed documents plus items at affordable prices. With the Baluwo printing machine, GPPC can now render high quality and non-size restricted printing service supply across the sub-region. Rush now and partner with GPPC for all your public and private printing service needs. Print with us today and you'd be offered highly professional, reliable and efficient service delivery by our team of experts. The Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation is here to meet all demands and is reliable at all times. For more info, contact us on 437-4493 or 437-4402. GPPC is Gambian and it's yours.
All right.
Honey, did you remind him that the last time he sent the money, it was not enough to buy all the provisions?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell him.
Are you guys talking about money transfer to buy provisions?
Yes.
But don't you know about Baluwo?
Baluwo? What is Baluwo?
Baluwo is a service that your son can use to send provisions directly to you guys from the shop. And you don't have to worry about the exchange rate.
Tell me how Baluwo works.
It's very simple.
Just log on to baluwo.com and shop or download the app on your phone. You can shop on the website or using the app to buy online basic products for your family and friends. With Baluwo, you decide what your money is spent on. Your money, your choice. Buy online products for your family and friends in the Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria or Mali. Baluwo, better than sending money.
Gamcel data, now even better. Enjoy 20% extra data on all Gamcel data bundles. Buy 20 megabytes and get extra 4 megabytes. Buy 50 megabytes and get extra 10 megabytes. Buy 100 megabytes and get extra 20 megabytes. Any amount of Gamcel data bundle you buy, you will receive 20% extra data for free. Dial *302 data amount hash or go to your Yaiborom menu and choose your data bundle now. Gamcel data, it's fast, lasts longer and very reliable. Gamcel Yaiborom.
Planning to have an uninterrupted electricity and water supply from solar energy in the Gambia and beyond? Worry no more, because Solar Enterprise will provide you with the solutions at reasonable cost. We have experienced personnel who can install and advise you about your electricity and water supply with a warranty period. We have good quality solar products from North America and Europe. We provide services and sell products to individuals, organizations, institutions, private offices, communities, and government. These products are solar panels, batteries, charge controllers, inverters, water pump, water heaters, freezers, submersible pumps, and general solar accessories. Visit our stores at 48 Karaba Avenue and Brusubi Highway, or you can call us on 7657 479 980-8483, 340-9400 or 635-9906.
As time would dictate, it is important that we initiate changes and accept that we are in a digital world. I will now invite Mr. Safi Dambele from the Project Coordinating Unit, Ministry of Finance, to come and make a remark. I'm sure he has some history to share with us. It's been a long way coming, but thank you, Safi.
All protocols respectfully and duly observed. I will begin to state, as the proverb of a Chinese philosopher states, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So in that regard, I have the privilege and gratitude to deliver this remark on the occasion of launching the rollout and the pilot as well of the automated system for custom data that's called ASYCUDA World from the previous version of ASYCUDA++. ladies and gentlemen, the implementation of the ASYCUDA has been an arduous journey. An important destination is the ceremony today that we are witnessing. The journey to date, of course, is known to most of us, but will require a brief narration for us to learn together. It all started on the 23rd of September 2015, a financing request for the tune of $3 million for the institutional support for economic and financial governance 3 project was approved by the African Development Bank. This project approval came at a time when the government was faced with the challenges of large fiscal deficits that led to a sharp increase in domestic debt stock. Thus, the need to scale up domestic resources mobilization, improve expenditure controls, and also transparency and accountability become very paramount. As such, a whole component of the project was allocated for the ASYCUDA upgrade with the United Nations Development on with the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development UNCTAD being single source to lead the process. The aim of the upgrade is to improve the operational efficiency of custom revenue collection for financing our development needs. Mr. Chairperson, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the issues of uncertainty are part of project implementation and require attention and actions to successfully deliver results. During the ASYCUDA implementation, some major obstacles have been encountered, and the first of each being a financing gap of almost 22% when we initially received a proposal from UNCTAD. At that material moment, the government of the Gambia had no option but to intervene and absorb these financing costs of 22%. Another obstacle that was encountered was a deadlock between the UNCTAD and that of African Development Bank on certain contractual clauses of the proposed contract to be signed at that time. After a long delay of almost 2 years between these two bodies, we eventually saw through, and the contract was signed on the 1st of July 2019, and with a joint financing for this ASYCUDA upgrade of $1 million coming from the African Development Bank, and the government of the Gambia contributed $284,000. Furthermore, the challenges of this project implementation continue, of course, with the living memories of this global pandemic of COVID-19, which broke out just 3 months after the contract signature. And this has impacted on us by restricting the traveling arrangement of the consultants from UNCTAD to come and deliver the business. All these challenges impacted on the project lifespan and resulted in eventual extension of the project by 2.5 years following consultation between the government officials and that of the African Development Bank. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is word that there are other related activities the project supported that will help in the optimization of the use of this ASYCUDA World upgrade. Notable among them is the provision of renewable solar equipment that will help to power up most of the GRA sites as an alternative energy source in the cases of power outage in those sites. In that regards, we have definitely acted in trying to avoid any risk that would be associated with the proper implementation of this system in all sites across the country. Mr. Chairman, at this juncture, I wish to urge our team at GRA for all of us to put our hand on deck to make sure that we drive the maximum benefit from the use of the system, of course, that have been highlighted by the Master of Ceremony earlier on, which include improved turnaround time of processing of customs documentations for importers with less paper transactions, and involves transparent examination practices. The production of real-time trade statistics is another advantage, and improvement in voluntary compliance of our importers. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I wish to seize this opportunity to thank all the partners who have contributed to this success story that we are witnessing today. In particular, I want to thank the African Development Bank for providing the financing, and of course our able consultants from UNTAD who have facilitated and led the process for all the upgrade of the system. In addition, my special gratitude to our Honorable Minister and his colleagues for availing their time out of their busy schedule to see that this historic occasion is being witnessed and to a success. So I want to thank them. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Thank you.
I'm here as an emissary in two facets. The first facet is indeed the core of our presence here. That is the implementation of ASYCUDA World. The second facet is to convey the message of the United Nations, particularly the UNCTAD ASYCUDA program, for the government of the Gambia's trust in UNCTAD and their continued cooperation in the course of the activities. To that end, therefore, they single out the CG, the PCU, and the government, that is the ministry, for special attention and thanks for this. They are thrilled to observe that we have reached this momentous milestone, and they say they assume and hope that the system, when implemented in conjunction with the engineered process, will take the Gambian customs to further steps. Now, they also wish the GRA success in the subsequent rollout. Now, given the weather conditions and the plight of us, our people, as a person usually involved in business process engineering, a good process must be long enough to give the desired output, but short enough to reduce cost and possible misery. Thank you very much.
It is an honor and a true excitement to be invited to grace this occasion, not only as a guest, but given the opportunity to make few remarks as a partner in support of GRA, the National Revenue Collection Agency, as it launches the ASYCUDA platform. The ASYCUDA system embraces transparency, enhances and facilitates the digital tax collection for the users in an accountable context. No system, particularly one of these kinds, can function well without a robust network backbone. And if you're wondering why Gamcel here, why now, here goes the hint. It was a little over a year ago when Gamcel approached GRA with a partnership proposal pitch to host their network services on Gamcel's fiber network backbone. It was also a follow-up on past attempts by former Gamcel managing directors and leaders to provide service for GRA. This time around, after receiving a nod for engagement from the Commissioner General, Mr. Yankuba Dabo and his team, Gamcel proceeded with plans to negotiate for deployment. After weeks of negotiations and having presented the GRA different options, a deal was brokered for a partnership that serves not only the interests of Gamcel, but GRA and the Gambia government. from my office, MDO, the Customer Service Directorate, the Planning Directorate, Core Network, Outside Plant, Multimedia Services, all of who are present here, engineers, technicians at all levels and regions, the entire Gamcel team was at work to ensure the timely completion and delivering of this project to the user. The team also includes GRA engineers and support to ensure a very timely resolve. This Gamcel GRA project covers 20 sites spread all over the regions of the country, including 8 sites in the Greater Banjul area, 2 sites in the West Coast region, 2 sites in LRR, 4 sites in NBR, 2 sites in CRR, and 2 sites in URR. These 20 sites are launched on our fiber infrastructure with the widest coverage and on our IP MPLS network with a core capacity of 40 gig per second. The sites are fully equipped and configured to run both VPN and internet services. Undoubtedly, fiber optics technology is the best networking medium with unparalleled advantages. I am strongly convinced that this is one of the best decisions GRA and the Gambia government has taken to further up GRA's game in the digital age. It is a common knowledge that telecommunication is a key driver for the digital economy era. To this end, and the addition of a fast and secure data network to their infrastructure will greatly boost operational efficiency, which is a sine qua non for increased productivity, which will invariably augment their revenue collection. In the point-to-point service that we at Gamcel are providing for GRA, there are quite significant benefits, just to name a few. It provides security, where data and information is transmitted using secured private channels, hence the inability of others to access their data. It provides reliability, where the point-to-point service is a guaranteed way to transmit data for the simple fact that the communicating devices are at a line of sight. It also provides speed. This technology provides high-speed data transmission. The higher transmission speeds become appropriate when you have, in their case, to send large amounts of information. This will save them a considerable amount of valuable time. Given the volume of data that is churned out on a daily basis by the authority, this will be handy. With this infrastructure and features, GRA stations can securely and reliably connect to their corporate network using the VPN services. And with our state-of-the-art internet gateway routers, traffic aggregators, users with right credentials from anywhere in the world can have remote access to services in the GRA network over the internet. We thank GRA for the trust and the commitment while assuring them of our unflinching service support at all times. Thank you very much.
On behalf of the Board of Directors of the Gambia Revenue Authority, I welcome you here all to GRA to celebrate with us on another milestone of digitalization of GRA systems, the launching of ASYCUDA World. We are grateful for your time, your excellencies, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for your presence, for honoring our invitation. Your presence is highly appreciated and gratifying. Permit me, Honorable Minister, to take this opportunity on behalf of the board, management and staff of the GRA to congratulate you on your appointment as our minister. We pray that the Almighty Allah guide and protect you as you discharge the sacred duty of finding solutions to the myriads of challenges that confront the Gambia. Honorable Minister, the Board of the Gambia Revenue Authority, created by Section 5 of the GRA Act 2004, is designed to provide supervisory functions over management and provide strategic guidance, policy direction for the organization. In corporate governance, the board is to perform this role without outstepping its boundaries and foray into operations. At times, the borderlines are rather thin, but to manage conflict between the board and management, a cordial relationship has to exist. I wish to report that the board, in the performance of its supervisory function over management, has received full cooperation of the entire management and staff of GRA. In fact, GRA holds subcommittee meetings every month to monitor monthly revenue performance, receive updates and explanations from management. The practice of holding monthly and subcommittee meetings, board meetings and subcommittee meetings, which is incidentally the practice in so many sister revenue administrations in Africa, provide the board access to management on a monthly basis to explain revenue performance, follow up on policies, projects, programs, including this one, ASYCUDA World project. This monthly access to management has resulted in a very good relationship without the board compromising its professionalism. Honorable Minister, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, with the guidance of the board, GRA has been in the process of transforming from manual processes to digital processes. With launching the ASYCUDA World system today, GRA has achieved a crucial milestone in its operation, an entire step towards digitalization. In this context, I wish to acknowledge the critical input of UNCTAD, African Development Bank, the World Bank Group, and International Monetary Fund. The next milestone is the implementation of the Integrated Tax Administration System, known as ITAX. Our digitalization agenda has been a goal of our current and previous strategic corporate plans. It is a legacy that the current board want to leave behind, the transformation of GRA from manual revenue collection to full automation. The introduction and implementation of the two systems has the potential to close revenue loopholes, expand the tax base, which we all want to see, grow government revenue exponentially. We are therefore committed to its launching and implementation. The board continues to endorse the recruitment of young and dynamic IT experts to serve as fulcrum of the digitalization agenda. These reforms, among many, are the reasons behind excellent revenue performance registered over the years. Today, I'm proud to stand here and say that from 2017 to 2021, GRA exceeded their annual revenue target set by the Ministry of Finance by more than $1 billion a year. Honorable Minister, distinguished guests, the board and management would like to urge all users and potential users of ASYCUDA World to embrace this achievement and embark more vigorously on voluntary compliance. Voluntary compliance is a taxman's darling, as Sajalo would say, as it reduces administrative costs for the taxman and the compliance of tax for the taxpayer, the compliance cost of the taxpayer. It is a win-win situation. We therefore urge all businesses in the country to embrace the culture of voluntary compliance to avoid statutory penalties and interest, thereby increasing the cost of doing business. Gambia Revenue Authority is committed to supporting the private sector by simplifying tax processes and procedures. For example, the digitalization with upgrade of ASYCUDA Plus to ASYCUDA World as a way of creating a conducive environment for the private sector, thus enabling the private sector to take its rightful place in the economy. In conclusion, I must thank the Honorable Minister and Economic Affairs for honoring our event as a sign of giving GRA board and management the necessary support to carry out our duties as entrusted by us by the law. Finally, I would like to thank His Excellency President Adam Abaro for creating a conducive environment for the board to perform its function without any form of interference from the executive. This indeed is commendable, and we deeply appreciate it. On that note, Honorable Minister, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I end my speech and I thank you very much.
It is indeed a great honor and privilege to welcome you all at this premises of the Gambia Revenue Authority to witness the official launching of the ASYCUDA World system. We are grateful to you for honoring our invitation to grace this important occasion. The idea of organizing an official launching ceremony for the introduction of the ASYCUDA World system is a testament of how significant this milestone is in our reform agenda and a great potential for this new system present in enhancing customs business processes. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the idea of digitalizing our revenue collection system has been central in our previous and current corporate strategy plans. To achieve this objective, in 2018, the management of the Gambia Revenue Authority prevailed on the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs, our line ministry, to seek funding from our development partners to upgrade from the current ASYCUDA++ version to a more advanced and more flexible and more user-friendly ASYCUDA World version. The African Development Bank, true to its purpose, responded to our funding request and agreed to provide the required funding in the tune of about 1.3 million to secure the ASYCUDA system from UNTAD, the developers. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to use this platform to thank the African Development Bank through its country representative for coming to our aid and for making our dream of transitioning to the ASYCUDA World version a reality. We also wish to thank UNTAD and their technical experts for providing the technical support in configuring, setting up the system. On behalf of the board and management of Gambia Revenue Authority, I wish to extend our sincere gratitude for this invaluable support throughout the execution of this project. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the journey to this destination was bumpy. The initial stages, the project suffered several setbacks and delays caused by the deadlock in negotiation between the African Development Bank and UNTAD. African Development Bank are the funders of this project, and UNTAD, they developed the project. So before anything, these two bodies have to agree, but it takes almost 2 years before they agree on contract terms. Coupled at the outbreak of the COVID-19, as soon as African Development Bank and UNTAD were set for the project to go, then COVID-19 came in. COVID-19 also takes its toll. So it takes almost 3 to 4 years before we start the project. Yet we remain committed in the face of these setbacks and challenges. And today we are proud to reach the end of the tunnel with the successful launching of the system within the timeline prescribed by the project. One may ask, what motivated GRA to upgrade from the ASYCUDA++ version to the World version? The answer is simple. Aside from the very many challenges posed by the ASYCUDA++ version, being an analog system, the ASYCUDA World version is an integrated customs management system that is capable of interfacing with other systems, especially new technologies. This is the reason why so many customs administrations around the world have transitioned to the ASYCUDA World version. Among other things, from the fact that the ASYCUDA World version is an upgraded version of the ASYCUDA++, it has benefits in the following areas. It is a web-based system, and as such, it can be accessed from anywhere in the world, as it works on the desktops, laptops, or smart devices that have reliable internet services. Because the system is right on the internet, It allows 24/7 online access to declaration processes without the need to wait for hours or office working hours. It will also digitalize and modernize all customs operations, as all customs processes from the submission of the manifest to the release of cargo will now be automated with a little or no human intervention. The system will also speed up the assessment of the customs declaration and significantly reduce the transaction time for payment and release of cargo, thus facilitating trade. We are happy that the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs is also wearing another ministry's cap, Minister of Trade. So this is also going to be a tool for trade facilitation, as importers or their agents can sit in their comfort area and then get into the system, do the process of declaration, proceed further to do the assessment, proceed further to do the payment without moving from their house. So this is a great achievement for both Minister of Finance and both Minister of Trade. The system has the potential to be interfaced with other operational systems, both within and outside of GRA, thus allowing adjustments as new technologies becomes available. It streamlined the procedures of the cargo control and clearance of goods, thus assuring predictability of processes and procedures. It will improve and enhance the quality of international trade data. The system is capable of automatically capturing and analyzing trade data in a complex manner, avoiding the need to do manual as it currently obtained with the ASYCUDA++. It enhances administrative efficiency by allowing the pre-focus of manpower to other custom operations, such as the post-clearance audit and enforcement activities. Finally, it facilitates trade and improves the ease of doing business in the Gambia by reducing the cost and the time involved in putting goods on the market. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, now you can see why we are excited about the introductions of this new system. To ensure the ASYCUDA World system functions without a hitch, on the 8th of December 2021, the Gambia Revenue Authority signed a fiber optic internet service agreement with Gamcel for the provision of a high-speed fiber optic internet service to all GRA offices across the country, totaling 20 offices. As we speak, all GRA offices across the country are currently connected to the fiber optic cable awaiting the rollout of the new system. A lot has been said about our contract agreements by the Gamcel MD who just left here, knowing very well that the system is web-based and that the system cannot function without a strong internet services. Over the years, we are using a wireless service. The management thought it wise that we should go extra mile just to make sure that the system stay alive. That is why we decided to approach Gamcel, and then who are the custodians of the fiber optic. Then we have a contract with them that they will provide the service, all the connections, and they will continue to do the monitoring of the system as we go ahead with the ASYCUDA World system. And we are happy today that all over the country, including the headquarters and Carnifing, we have the fiber optic working and running. And then we have also the backup system, Honorable Minister, not only relying on Gamcel 100%, we keep the contract of the service provider of the wireless unique solution, that they will be using them as a backup, whereas this is technology, whereas Gamcel goes down, then the other system will take off. So you see how GRA works. We are always very careful and we always think ahead when we are doing things. Furthermore, the funding against from African Development Bank, we have hired a consultant to conduct a network security audit to review GRA network architects and topology with a view of protecting the system from external intrusion, especially now that the system is web-based. We have to approach the African Development Bank to help us to make sure that this network security is put in place. And you know how the internet works now, you know how the systems are, but then to make sure that we are safe, they are prepared to do that for us, to make sure that the system is well taken care of and to make sure that we have the security of the system. In addition, to actualize the launching of the system, the necessary legal framework has been put in place to ensure a smooth transition and to regulate the use of system by external users. In this regard, the legal department of GRA, under the leadership of our able director, Abdulrahman Ba, who happens to be the board secretary, they have drafted the necessary regulation for the full implementation of the system, which was validated few days ago by our various stakeholders. At this juncture, I must say, the regulation has spelled out what to do with the system and what not to do with the system, so that for those who want to abuse the system, it is clearly spelled out that if you attempt to do that, you will be expelled from the system and you will no longer be a user. So everything, all the users must be registered with the system and they must have approval from the Commissioner General's office before they can become users. And the system can also keep the records of every transaction for 7 good years, during which time we can always go back and look at the system. If you find you wanted, either by defrauding or doing a declaration that is not correct, we have the powers to go back and charge you, not only charge you with that, but also charge you with penalties. So that, I am saying this so that the users will take note of what they are doing. It's no longer business as usual. You have, once you go into the system, everything you do is recorded there, and it will stay there for 7 good years, during which time our officers can always revisit and see whether what you did is correct or not. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is therefore safe to say that everything has been put in place to ensure transition, and therefore to assure our stakeholders of a smooth transition, to provide comfort to our stakeholders. We will ensure the two systems run concurrently during the rollout stage of the new system, using users of the new system time to adjust and familiarize themselves with the new system. As the Canadian writer Robin Sharma put it, change is hard at first, messy at the middle, and gorgeous at the end. I implore you all to embrace the new system as its benefits are encompassing. In what I mentioned earlier on is this. We have ASYCUDA++ that we are using currently. All the previous manifests are in that system. As we start launch this program of ASYCUDA World today, all the new vessels that are coming, their manifests will go to that system directly. And if you're from today, that is going to be the system that we use. However, the old system that we have been using, there are some leftovers there. So we are not going to cut that off. We'll make sure that we run the system concurrently, we clean up that until everything is clean from that system, and then we go along. The new ones will go onto the new system. The old ones that are there, the processes will continue until we clean up everything in that system, and then we can move on. Thank you. Therefore, I end my speech.
I must underscore my impression of the leadership of the GRA. We've seen leadership demonstrated here, and this is what leads to institutional building. Institutions are not structures, but they are people. And when a leader empowers the staff, acknowledging the work of everybody, from the ongoing staff to the retirees, that to me is leadership, and we are proud of it. Honorable Minister of Information and Communication, Madam Chairperson, GRA Board of Directors, Able Commissioner General, I will call you Able Commissioner General from today, Special Advisor to the President, Deputy Commissioner General, Representative of the African Development Bank, here in present, senior government officials, UNCTAD experts, management and staff of the Gambia Revenue Authority, GRA, invited guests, members of the Fourth Estate, ladies and gentlemen, all other protocols duly and respectively observed. And good afternoon to you all. It gives me great pleasure to be in your midst this afternoon to preside over the official launching of the online real-time ASYCUDA World system. The launching of this system today is indeed a great milestone in the government's effort to improve efficiency and effectiveness in custom clearance processes. And this once again demonstrates the commitment of our government under the able leadership of His Excellency President Adama Barrow to promote transparency in the efficient public service delivery. The President and the entire government is committed to digitalization to enhance transparency and service delivery. The state-of-the-art system, which will replace the current ASYCUDA Plus system, will digitalize the entire custom clearing processes, thus eliminating the need for human intervention. The implementation of this new system has the potential to enhance transparency, trust, and facilitate trade, enhance administrative efficiency, and improve the quality of our international trade data. It will also assist in our government's drive to enhance performance of revenue mobilization. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is pleasing to note that the ASYCUDA World system will significantly enhance the ease and speed of doing business in the Gambia, which is essential for us to realize our dream of becoming a competitive and favorable destination for foreign direct investment. With the introduction of the AFCFTA and its potential to improve intra-African trade, the Ministry of Trade, Industry, Regional Integration, MOTI, and my Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs aim to position the Gambia to reap the gains envisaged under the AFCFTA. The launching of the ASYCUDA World system is therefore a step in the right direction in our trade facilitation and ease of doing business agenda. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is the realization of the many benefits of the ASYCUDA World system that motivated the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs to seek funding from the African Development Bank to implement this reform initiative. The successful launching of the ASYCUDA World system today is a culmination of collective hard work, project coordination of the Project Coordination Unit and the Ministry of Finance, and that of the management and staff of the Gambia Revenue Authority, especially the project team. I wish, therefore, to congratulate each and every one of you for the successful implementation of this project. And I'm sure with the leadership demonstrated here, the President has not made a mistake in propping up the board and the management of this time to lead the resource mobilization drive of the country. I will also take this opportunity to thank the African Development Bank through its country representative for providing the funding for this project and for providing the required guidance for the successful implementation of the project. In the same vein, I would also like to thank UNCTAD for providing the technical support in the implementation of the project. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to use this platform to commend the board and management of the GRA once again for providing the guidance and necessary support for the successful implementation of the project. I can only imagine that a project of this magnitude can come into fruition without the constant support and guidance of the board and management. I congratulate you all for the successful implementation project, particularly the leadership. Finally, it is my fervent hope that the end users of the system will appreciate and embrace the new system for all the benefits that come with it. I know change is difficult because we are comfortable with the status quo, but as they say, where there's a will, there's a way. And we believe the leadership we've seen here will make that possible. But it cannot be done without the partnership of all the stakeholders, including the business community. So I call on all participants, all nationals and international trading partners to fully embrace the system. On that note, it's my singular honor and privilege to officially launch the ASYCUDA World system today. Thank you for your kind attention.
Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yona Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yona Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yona Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, Takaful Fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yona Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yona Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151 or visit Yona head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yona branch located countrywide near you.
Assalamualaikum. Askani adina, askani Gambia, askani diaspora. Xam nga bu ma nee askani Gambia adina sax wax naa yëpp ba pare nan lañ rek ñu leen doon toggal hankañ ñor na waaw the plus xam ngeen ne yàgg ngeen a dégg the plus in skincare plus is already here finally egsi na hankañ suñ plus bi egsi na moo nekk ni ñu ngi lañ ko amal fii ci diggi Manjai highway Manjai Kotu highway fa lañ ibbi di plus mooy lan mooy the extras in skincare plus suñ cuuraay gerte yi suñ araw yi suñ mbaxal yi suñ jën yi suñ suulaale yi suñ nokkas yi hankañ indil lañ leen ko fii ci diggi Manjai ne ko fii comme ni ma ko doy waxee rek ne ko fii para caach hankañ waa diaspora bi xam ngeen ne ci noppal ren rek lañ nekk boo tukkee ñëw Gambia fii you can party all that you want we got you waaw boo toogee ba dernier moment pare pour dem daago rek ñëw di plus bu ko defee ñu packagé la li nga bëgg yëpp muy araw muy cuuraay gerte muy suñ mbaxali Saalum boobee suñ kereng kiisoo bi yooyu noonu yëpp amal nañ leen ko fii waa Gambia tamit nag xam nga rek the working women we want to make life easy for you our mbaxal is pre-made baxal sa maalo rek even bachelor si sax boo amee rek sa rice cooker baxal sa maalo rek teg sa mbaxal rek axankañ mbaxali Saalum laa wax de axankañ Charles fa lay waxee bu loolu passé amal nañ leen nag suñ own freezing system fu mu nekk nii suñ freezer bee nekk nii dañ laa jaay ba pare bu la neexee ñu freezal la axankañ paquetel la emuñ foofu rek sax boo bëggee ñu wéyal la yëpp yóbbul la ko ba airport waaye yéen lii ngeen ne lan xanaa lan comme ni ma ko dee waxee rek xanaa neex waaw suma partenaires yi rek ñoo nekk ni ki mooy Aïda boo lañ fi ñëwee boo lañ ma fi fekkutee ndegam manque di jaabante rek mun ngeen fee fekk Aïda mbaate mun ngeen fee fekk it rakki Aïda kenn ki mooy caat moo ngi nii waaw suñ plus gaa ngi nii fii nii waaw suñ fii mooy area bi nga xamante ni fa la ñoo defaree packagé suñ araw yeeg suñ all those kind of stuff moo nekk ni ñu ngi ci préparation nag pare nguñ we not quite ready but we almost there loolu bu passé we have another work area fii na am a meat cutting unit fish and meat cutting unit nga xam ne boo indi sa jën bugg ñu dogal la ko in lions nice pieces machine boobu dina nekkee fii nga xam ne nañ leen bugg di dogal ñaari raxasookaay nag lañ am this is one work area and that one is another work area parce que comme ni ngeen ko mus di xamee rek lépp loo xam ne luy dugg ci biir la dama make sure ne defar naa ko ci anam bu aw yoon nag parce que comme niñ ko lay waxee rek biir nag dafa lëndëm nag lu faa war a dugga war nañoo xam exactly naka la fa taajoo waaw suñ freezing unit bi nag neen xaaral nag ma boole si sax lan macha allah bam na ñetti yoon 2 hours ago rek lañ ñu indil ay waas believe it or not the wasis are frozen solid already waaw dugal nañ ko ci biir du ma ko génnee sax di ci xam nga taxal suma loxo yeeg yooyu noonu while it on point, freezes in no time. Waaw xankañ bi mooy D+, so bu ca kanamee dinañ dem ci beneen doom bu ees di waaw dama wasin ay siix waaw twin businesses fii mooy the plus so ci kanam tuuti dinañ dem to the next one bu ko defee ñu wax lañ boobu tamit mooy ban ak naka la ko taajoo.
Agada.
Mbijan aganyadi.
Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la sto.
Ha, code nyinji.
Okay. Korsan. Nsila ID soto.
Ha, sa soto. Sorry. Agada.
Mbijan bro.
Albaka.
Mbaka.
Bara alla service o tariaka.
Ah,
mbare mo ki janna nun kunu bara tariaka.
Ah, jannom yona forest de bureau. Gambia tonkon na no mbari ya bere. Ha. Birim koyna fo kato.
Bari si kodo kino kato nim fo bolong blabe to.
56 branches mola soto Gambia jam.
Ha?
Ha. Gambia kono ani Gambia bantala bankol. Nka kodo kiya bele. Kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta memmen na kodi to poto nin kodi maraw. Jannam number 1 di nyonta. Andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale. Wolam nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale le dadi mani domorol dir fana beteat. Gambia dawda yalo ma fa kendol sotale je.
Ha e wo moyo diat ha.
Apelenta
ni wo ka ni lafta nyelen kendol e binaji.
Yalo bukani la ko la barka ba.
Yalo ndel chosano lo.
Abarka.